Good evening and welcome to another edition of the What a Man podcast. I am Tina Shaw, and joining me this evening is Mr. Antoine Seymore. He is the founder of the Father and Me Inc. program. How are you, Mr. Seymore?
I'm blessed. How you doing?
I'm good. So, again, I want to thank you for having this discussion with me. So, before we get started, please let us know who is Mr. Antoine Seymore.
I'm a man that's on a real life mission to help heal my community and leave my mark. A man that's walking in his purpose and understanding his mission. So that's what I'm on.
So the Father in Me program, what is that? How did it get started? And what made you decide that you wanted to start this program?
Well, helping the youth. I've been doing it since I've been a kid myself. And 4 or 5 years ago, they made me get a nonprofit. When I say they made me, is because I was just already doing the mission already anyway without no paperwork.
Mhm.
So instead of me just doing it without no paperwork, they just continue to do it but get paperwork. So
Mhm.
you can go ahead and get more help and more resources with paperwork.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I guess it makes sense. So we just been doing it with paperwork for the last 4 or 5 years.
And what are some of the things that your program? I know I've seen you working with the homeless. I've seen you working with the youth. So tell us what some of those things consist of.
Well, 14 and up, we teach them how to drive. We teach them how to cook. We also work with the young ladies too, which is I call them my blue roses
Mhm.
because we got to be able to get our girls back to being elegant and understand what being graceful is. So we
Mhm.
teach them etiquette classes in the whole shebang. We got reading courses set up for the kids. They need tutoring. We got tutoring. Any kind of skill they can think of, we can pretty much put them in that field. Whether it's gaming, technology, if they want to be a public speaker, they want to be a school teacher, they want to be a doctor, they want to be a pilot. We got
Mhm.
all kind of resources that we can tap the kids into because without the skill, you ain't gonna really have nothing going on. So you need the skill. So we definitely put skills at the top of the list. So we try to provide different kind of resources so we can get the kids different skills.
So obviously you are born and raised Atlanta.
No, I'm
Um,
not.
no, you're not. Oh, okay. Where are you from?
Mm-mm.
I thought
I'm born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I
Okay,
got to
okay.
Atlanta in 1998.
Okay. Well, you've
Yeah,
been here for a while.
yeah,
So
I do that.
what are some of the changes that you've seen in Atlanta as far as the youth from when you first got here to now?
Oh man, when I first got here, it was it was all about the fun. It was all about hanging out, men and women, women and men. It was about hanging out. It was about partying,
Mhm.
and it was all about being social. Now it's no socialness going on.
Mhm.
It's no when it comes to the youth, it's too many emotions involved. See, back then, it might just been some fighting going on. They were 30 deep fighting,
Mhm.
but when nobody getting killed. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like they going straight from the fighting to the killing. So that's a different what I see nowadays going on.
How big of a part do you feel like social media plays in raising our children?
It's on the list, but even if we cut it off, we still got to raise them. So it's on the list, but it's not the number one thing on the list.
Mhm.
We as human beings, we're the number one thing on the list. Not no device that you actually like. We didn't have this growing up, so
Mhm.
we know how it is to live without this device. It's possible. It's okay. It's a lot of people like don't even use the device, and they do pretty good. They all right. They still living. So I think we just have them so spoiled, I guess, to the point where it's an excuse and it's a distraction, and it's easy to be distracted. Like I'm doing this compassion training for 8 weeks, and one of the things that we did was had on the screen was people would rather get shocked than sit in their own feelings for a few minutes, which means it's like instead of you actually dealing with it, let me go ahead and medicate some kind of way so I don't really feel it. It was 67% men and 25% women. And I'm like, that's true because we as men, we're taught don't deal with your feelings. And that's what we're changing now when it comes to our youth. It's just like, nah, we can't do that. We can't do that because y'all way too sensitive nowadays. So y'all need to talk. Y'all definitely need to talk. Y'all need to talk more now than ever. So that's what that's what we on. We got mental health therapists. We got trauma specialists. Anything to help with the neural side or with the brain side of it. We bringing people in because we know in our community, it's a lot of stuff up there that's not right. And it's not going to be fixed overnight. We know this. Right. We know this is a real war that we probably have to keep fighting. Our grandkids, they grandkids going to have to keep fighting. So, but somebody got to start it.
So I seen a post online yesterday, and it was kind of crazy to see, but the statement, and this was a woman that made this statement, so that's why it made it even more odd to me. But she said that the children that are raised by single mothers are some of the worst children. Now, I'm a single mother myself, so I didn't take offense, but I didn't agree. Um, how do you feel about that statement?
Well, that's definitely not true because at the end of the day, the kid is still a human being and they still got their own mind, got their own brain. So whether kids come from a 2-parent house or a 1-parent house, you as a child, you still got a decision to make. Whether I want to go out here and kill somebody or I want to go out here and save some lives. So it's just like, you have the right to your opinion because that's what you see. That's what you're around. But a lot of people do crimes come from 2-parent homes. And they'll tell you, I didn't have to go do this crime, but I did. I had my mother and father at home. So what you say about that? Right. So that's why it's just like we can try to point the finger at a lot of different things, but it's just like that don't help the situation at all, pointing the fingers. Right. That's why I say social media is on the list, but there's so many other things that come way before social media that we need to really focus on. And if we come together, then we can figure it out. But individually trying to figure the thing out, we'll never. It won't work. It's too much. It's too much.
So let me ask this question because I never understood this about kids, and I see my own children, their friends. Why is it that so the children that are, let's just call it what it is, they have the 2 parents, they have good jobs, they have like a silver spoon, so to speak. And then why is it do you feel like they want to portray this image instead of saying, oh yeah, my mom and dad's home, they got good jobs or whatever? Why do they always want to portray the thug image all the time?
It's like I told you last time. They gotta look in that mirror. They gotta look in the mirror. At the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, you can think that's what you want. You can lie to everybody else. But you look in that mirror, what do you really see? Because a lot of times reality don't kick in to reality kick in. So they don't really get it. So as parents, we need to know what's our child identity. We need to know that as the parents. In order for us to know that, we need to hear them say what's their identity. We need to show us. If you say this to you, show us. Show us.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we're at the top, we're allowing these things to happen. Because if you're a mother, I'm a father, and we got a teenager, and you already know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
You know the rules. So we come home,
Mm-hmm.
whether he stay at your house, he stay at my house, or we stay together. You know the rules already. So if the trash ain't took out, or the dishes ain't clean, what do you want her to do? What do you want me to do when you already know the rules?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but if we allow you to get away with it, you're gonna keep doing it. Now we discipline you and you want to go against that, we gotta live with that. We cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in charge.
Right.
If we gotta be able to live by a certain kind of standard, y'all should be able to do it too. Because if we're providing and protecting, what are y'all doing?
Where do you feel like some of the parents, and not all of them, but there are some parents who have somewhat lost control? How does that happen when, like you said, you're supposed to be the boss, the disciplinarian, and all these kind of things? Because we knew that we had to listen to our parents, but why is it that these kids feel like, well, I don't really have to do whatever?
Because it's allowed. Like all the kids in my organization, you got to sign this contract.
Mm-hmm.
And it states you can't do certain things. And this is for the house, this is for school, and especially around me in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
So that eliminates me from doing any kind of talking. So I'm not doing anything different. Like I tell these parents, I don't see a behavioral problem out these kids. Like I got one just got put out of school, but the school said they don't put him out. And I'm talking to the mom, and she asking me 1,000 questions, but I'm like, see, this is the problem. I ain't got no problem with you asking me questions, but you getting the energy the wrong way.
Right.
And that's where the disconnect come in at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if your son is in the organization to help, your job is to be on the phone because he ain't listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you're so prideful, you don't want to say anything, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And then when the help come around, you want 1,000 million questions.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, if you put it the other way, maybe the problem wouldn't be going the way it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And like we tell people, it's not rocket science, y'all. It's you're raising a human being. It's just if you're going to allow them to do this, they're going to do it. They're like your job. You sign the contract. You violate the contract, it's rules and regulations. What's so hard about it? It's if you got 3 kids, 4 kids, you can get a 1-bedroom. You don't go to jail. That way you don't have to come here kicking and screaming, why my house ain't clean? Why your room ain't clean? You giving them something they didn't earn.
Mm-hmm.
So why are they going to respect it? If you give somebody something they didn't earn, they're not going to respect it. But if they earned it, they're going to respect it. They're going to, ooh, look what I got. They ready to show that off. But if they earn it, like, oh, shoot.
Right. Oh yeah, I'll just get another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen instances where a kid gets in trouble, but then the mom or the father, whoever, well, mostly it's mothers. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah,
They
go
come
ahead,
up, they come up and they blame the school. Why do they do that?
I'm going to tell you. See, a lot of this stuff is not our fault. Physically, we're doing it, but it's because mentally we're not trained properly. We're automatically in defense. So when you're in defense mode, you just automatically defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody comes around and train us on how to control your feelings, control your emotions. Nobody come around and tell her really the whole social side of it. A lot of these things we just figured out. Mm-hmm. We didn't go through no training, none of this kind of stuff like that. A lot of this stuff we just figured out. It's almost like, oh, them kids having fun. I want to go have fun too. Mm-hmm. And it's just automatic. Nobody set us down and say, look, this is how you approach a kid. This is the verbiage that y'all talk. This is the nobody. And if they, step on your foot, this is how you don't punch them. So nobody's training us on how to deal with us. So when it comes to the teachers calling the parents, it's almost like it's supposed to be the automatic connect.
Right.
But the parents is so under the spell of, I'm going to be ignorant. Let me just keep being ignorant. Versus, I know my child did something. That's why the school is calling me. I know my child did something. Mm-hmm. I know my child whooped me at the house. So I know my child is acting up in school. Mm-hmm. But instead of me having the schools back and knowing that my child is whatever my child is, like we just had an incident the weekend. Perfect example. We had something going on the weekend, Saturday, for the Easter. Now, we don't mind all kind of kids come out here. But if you know your child is on medication, please communicate that with us. Please communicate that with us. Because we don't have no problem. So that way we can extra watch them. We already watching, but at least every 10, 15 minutes, hey, you good? You good? Mm-hmm. What happened? The medicine wears off. He messed around and scratched one of the little girls out there. You feel what I'm saying? Now his mama like, it's like, you should have told us before the incident happened. Now he's gonna go to jail.
Wow.
Because parents be want to bring your kids around to these free events because everything is free, but you don't really want to communicate at the same time. Mm-hmm. Then your child is under the influence of this medication that you put them on for you brought them to the event. Mm-hmm. And instead of you communicating, okay, who run the event? Look, hey, y'all, man, I need y'all to watch my son a little bit. He good right now, but the medicine might wear off in about an hour. Communicate with us. See, that's what I'm saying about nobody's training us on how to deal with us. Because you're supposed to communicate that automatic. Mm-hmm. Automatic, even though nothing happened. Mm-hmm. You as a parent, you should feel better knowing that, okay, I communicated. Right. They're like if they got special needs. Mm-hmm. You're going to let us know, oh, my baby autistic. You're supposed to let us know, because how are we supposed to know?
Right. So let's talk about that for a second, since you brought it up. Medication. Is it necessary? Do you feel like it's instances where it's absolutely necessary, or there's some instances where you feel like, no, it's not really necessary. It's just all in the way and how you deal with the child.
Well, I think every case is different, but I think 99.99% of the cases that I see personally, you don't really need no medication. It's just easier for you to put this kid on some dope than you to deal with him. Mm-hmm. Because you listening to what the white man don't say to you, and you thinking this white man know your kids better than you know your kids. So it's easier for you to put them on medication, because these same kids, I might go pick them up and it'd be a whole bag of medication. And it's just like, if they ask for it, we're going to give it to them. They don't ask for it, they don't need it.
Right.
But that's the whole thing. But it's the whole mental health, how the system got us under this spell. Like, you don't need a man in the house. You don't need to go to work. We're going to give you a check. All this controls the mental to the point, whatever they say, you believe. Mm-hmm. Whatever they say, give your kids this shot. Whatever they say, you believe. But then when you come over here and this man is talking to you, this black man is talking to you, you don't believe nothing he say. He can't help you do nothing. He the enemy. Mm-hmm. It's like, damn, damn. So you done tell me you gonna be able to handle this boy, and if you got more than one son, you really think, which is, of course you can, but they start showing you, mama, hey, you gonna need some help around here, mama. Like, We ain't talking about the respect and you put our hands on you, but we starting to go the other way, and it's just like your voice ain't deep enough. Like we respect and we love you, but we going outside. What you gonna do?
Right. Right. So so in these situations where you have to go to the schools, and let's just say you encounter a mother, do you have these conversations with the mothers to let them know? Because there are, and me and you both know that there are situations where there is a father, but for whatever reason he's not present. Now it might not necessarily be his fault that he's not present. It might be something between the two parents. Do you have those? Because for some reason, for some females, that conversation is a hard conversation to have. The importance of letting the child be around the father. Have you ever had those conversations? And if so, was it hard? Was it a hard conversation?
It's like this. It's almost like as a man coming in to help a woman, whatever the situation is, as far as the man is gone, it's almost like it's a disconnect. Because instead of her asking me, why don't all men do what you do, or more men do what you do? Like we can have a real genuine conversation. It's get my son to get out of here. I don't need no help. I'm good. How dare you eat much? You talking to me like I'm stupid. And it's just like, it's, but I'm here to help.
Right.
I'm here to help. I didn't just stumble over here. So, but once again, I don't blame them. I don't blame them because again, this is foreign to us. Like we forget about the whole civil rights movement. We forget about how they came together. Don't get on that bus. We gonna get you to work. Don't worry about that. We got you. They forget about Black Panther. No, we got our own food thing going on. Don't worry about that. We're gonna make sure these babies eat every day. Don't worry about that. We forget about that. That's why I say it goes back to us having an identity again. Right. We don't have an identity no more. You take the man out the household, now the women want to be the men and with their chest poked out, and the men want to be the women. Now they putting the wigs on. This is what's really going on nowadays. And then when you are really just a woman that's still feminine, they looking at you like, damn, like, you got a man up. It's just like, no, I don't. I'm a woman. I don't want a man up. I'm a nurturer. I'm a mother. I don't want to walk around trying to beat men up and do all that. Like, no. I don't want all that energy. I want my grandma energy. Right. That real soulful energy. That graceful energy. Like when a woman steps out, it's like, I just want to be seen. I don't need to be heard. See, we don't have that really no more like that. Because now when I go in these homes, it's almost like, you know what? God damn. You know what? and then I look up, it's just like, damn, the kids ain't been active in a minute. It ain't their fault. It's the parents' fault. And it's almost like the program was free. Then I say $50. Oh, is it? But how much money do I ask y'all for? Look at the activities that we do. I spend $50 just come by picking your child up. So, but once again, by me doing all this training, now I'm understanding it get deeper than just them having an attitude and them not want to do so. It's the neuro, they're part of the whole brain is not working properly because the brain is so beat up and so battered to the point where we can get them involved in anything negative. That's easy. That's easy. Right. They ready for that. Boom. They just boom. Ready for that. But something positive is like we just did 2 free events. And we look around like, we talking about free. Free haircuts, free food for the kid. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And it's just like, but what else do y'all want us to do? Right. Who else doing this for y'all? We just like y'all. We live in this community just like y'all. We ain't claiming to be no rich entertainers and no shit like that. We just saying, listen, this is what we got going on. This is this is what we cut from. We come from this type of shit. We come from the real village. So we still believe in that.
Right. Right.
So, but dealing with these mothers, man, it's just like we need more women like you to actually go in there and be their voice. So they can understand. It's not a man talking to you. So you can lose the attitude, sis. It's not a man talking to you. This is another woman, another mother talking, another nursery talking to you that's probably been through the same thing or worse than you done been through. So you can't lie to her. Can't lie to her.
Yeah.
Where they dad at? You know where they at when last time they seen? Do they want to see their dad? So it's not on the kids, it's on you. You in the way. You don't want no break. And that adds on to the mental, because instead of you releasing these kids and releasing your mental, you piling on the trauma. Now y'all just stay over here.
Right.
Like this man mental health is going crazy because he want to be around the kids and see how that works.
Yeah. Yep.
He trying to get his kids to get released too, and you need to get your kids also you can get released, and you don't even want to.
Right. Okay. I mean, because you're right. You're right. And it's a conversation that, for whatever reason, like you said, the women don't want to hear it. And it's like, and more so the break thing, it's like you would rather sacrifice your mental health and your sanity just to keep the kid away from the father, who very much they need to be around each other, because regardless of what, the kids and the father mostly feeds off of each other. So
prenatal parental annihilation, I think that's what they call it. Alienation. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just like, instead of you just saying, come get him, come get him, even if I don't do anything, even if you can't feed him, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Even if you ain't got no car, you'll figure it out.
Right.
You'll figure it out, because you're still their father. You're still their mother. I need a mental break. I need a mental break. They're not going to be in danger. They with their parent. And if you put them in danger, I can live with that, because they with their parent. They weren't with a stranger. So I can live with that if something happens. Right. They was with their mama.
So a lot of men, so when this alienation happens, right, then they have to go through the court system and they have to do all of this stuff. And it is very much discouraging, because if they don't have all their ducks in a row, it's like, F it, I ain't coming back.
Yeah.
What advice would you offer that father who is in that situation and he wants to do, but he's afraid, or he just doesn't have the patience or whatever to go through the process?
It's organizations out there that's actually will help you with this process. So you don't actually have to go through it alone anymore. It's actually fatherhood programs around the whole country now that's getting rebooted back up to actually help the young fathers and the older fathers with these type of situations. And we actually coming up with an app to help fathers in these situations. Pro bono lawyers, child support. In different states, we're gonna have different laws and stuff like that. And it's also gonna be like a live app, so you can come on and chat with other men that's going through the same thing that you're actually going through in real time. Because it will make you do something. Because once you know that you're gonna become a father, whether it's the second time or the third time, you just feel so good. You got another reason to live. It's just, you wear it as a badge. And when somebody comes snatch that badge off, it's almost like they snatching your heart. And it's just like, how I'm supposed to live without my heart? But you're supposed to enjoy everything. You're supposed to be able to la. And then the whole time the other parent over here, because his mothers go through the same thing too. So it's just like, we supposed to be over here just we're gonna be okay. Everybody
Mhm.
gonna keep patting us on the back. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. How you know it's gonna be okay?
Right.
Ah, what if they get my kids and flee the country? What if something happened to my kids on my watch and you ain't even gonna tell me something? All these things plays on your mental.
Mhm.
So what stops you from actually snapping?
Yeah.
See, that's the part that like they don't really want to talk about when it comes to the realistic of being real.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I'm gonna just play all these kind of games over here. He ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna do nothing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then once they snap, they just spaz out because it's just like, I can't see my kids. And then you start questioning yourself about what kind of parent are you?
Right.
And then your mental, and it's a certain thing of just blacking out. That brain just shuts down and you just do one thing. That's it. It's just red. It ain't no calm. It ain't no off switch. It just go.
Yeah.
And then once it's done, then you come back to reality once it's done.
Yeah.
But
And
they
by
don't understand that's the trigger. That's the
mm-hmm.
trigger they did though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that is the truth. And I will definitely agree with you on that, especially with the boys, because of course they need the father from start to finish, but it's mostly the teenage years where they really need them, because it's just, it is what it is. It's just certain things that females cannot teach boys. um and was even a lesson I had to learn myself, because I'm not going to act like I wasn't once that parent, because I was. But when I started seeing how not even talking on the phone with his father was affecting his attitude, then I had to come up off of what my personal issue was and say, you know what, I'm taking my hand out of y'all relationship. It just is what it is. And they're great now. And even him and I are at a better place. So it is easier that way. And I need people to, especially the mothers, to know that. Like, it's okay to let him be a father, because at the end of the day, he's gonna need that. Um, so let's turn it over to the girls. Um,
I want to ask you a question real quick about that because I think hearing from you, I think they need to hear that. Like,
mhm,
because what makes you get in the way besides feelings? That's automatic. We know
mhm,
the feelings, we know the emotion, but when you know you created this with this person,
mhm.
with this man, regardless of your feelings, your emotion, what else makes you saying you're not going to communicate with this person that created you?
So I can't speak for other women,
Yeah, I'm
but
saying for you.
for me personally, it was the whole thing of, and it wasn't about feelings. It was just the breakup was a mess, and some things were done on both sides. And when I was able to get myself to a certain level, I was like, I don't need nothing from you. And that was because I had gotten myself to a
Okay.
level
Okay.
where I felt like I could take care of my son on my own.
Yes.
But I wasn't thinking about his mental health. I was thinking about
Yeah.
material.
Yeah. Yeah. See. You're being
So,
selfish.
mhm,
You was being selfish, and that's the thing that we overlook a lot of times because men be like, oh, she didn't deal with me. I ain't dealing with her them damn kids. We
mhm,
become selfish. And it's
yeah,
just like, this is not the time to be selfish. It's because, you know what? Come get these kids. Matter of
mhm,
fact, you know
mhm,
what? You think I'm gonna, no, because guess what? I got stuff that I want to do. And we
mhm,
created these kids because what happens is we keep the cycle going.
yeah,
Because the kids will see that, and then they'll have kids, and then they'll just keep it going because they're not seeing the parents communicate. Because regardless of the fact they just see mom and daddy arguing, mom and daddy pulling up. I'm at mama house, I'm at daddy house. Regardless if I just seen them and heard them, do.
mhm,
I
mhm,
steady hear them saying, well, come get them. At the end of every argument, come get them. At the end
mhm,
of every argument, come get them. Come get them. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that they need to hear and
Yeah.
see
Mm-hmm.
is come get me. That's it.
Yeah.
Because yes, our feelings do be hurt. But take that out and put that to the side. Our emotions do be hurt. Yeah, put that to the side. The easiest thing you can do is say, come get them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hurt. Yes, I don't even want them to see me like this. So yes, come get them. Because I don't know how you feeling over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how I'm feeling over here. And if I'm so distraught, I don't want these kids around me. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the mental health side saying, you know what? I'm going to
Yes.
torture myself. I'm going to keep torturing myself. Because
Yeah.
I know he want to come get him. Of course he want to come get him. Of course. That's how I'm going to torture myself. Not
Mm-hmm.
so much him. Because he ain't
Right.
got to deal with what I'm dealing with. Because I still got to feed him. I still got to hear him. I still got
Right.
to get up and go. He ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
But my mental health is so thrown off. Why I
Mm-hmm.
don't want him to worry about that? Let you feed him. Let you put him on some clothes. That's your job too.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to torture myself so bad to the point where, God, Lee,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm crying about help. Do I want help? How do I want help? I can't
Yeah.
want no help. When I got help, I
Yep.
got real help. So that
Yeah.
be the problem that when I go in these homes, that be the problem. That be the disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like you can pick up this phone and call this man. But it's so private. That's why I said the roles are being flipped now because the
Mm-hmm.
women are alpha males nowadays. And the
Mm-hmm.
men are tucking their tails and running nowadays. That's why when you see our young boys and our young ladies, you see the disconnect. The
Yeah.
boys don't know how to talk and the girls don't know how to carry themselves.
Right.
Because
Right.
who are they looking up to? They're
Mm-hmm.
looking up to a wild woman coming to the school, like we just said earlier. One lady pulled bleach on the bus driver because her daughter acting crazy on the school bus. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like we got to be able to train each other on how to deal with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of relationship didn't work out, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You still know what type of man this is. I still know what type of woman this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is still something that we created. I can hate your guts.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't gonna affect the way that you parent your kids.
Right.
I hate you. You hate me. But you love and you want to die for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
all that matters.
So I wanted to, before this conversation, I wanted to talk about the females because I'm I'm a little worried about the girls these
Yeah.
days because all we see now is BBLs and bodies done and Instagram models, and so um what happened to the cooks and let the man lead and stuff like that. So I just wanted to know, in your organization, are y'all teaching that to the females, and do you have females for the girls, or do you have your hand in that part as well?
Yeah, because like I said, at the end of the day, our young ladies are the real leaders. That's why I say my girls are blue roses. Because when you see a blue rose, you really got to treat it delicately because you don't see them every day. You feel what I'm saying? But it's so wild because you have the female that look at these little girls like they don't exist. And it's almost like, this little girl got a story. You don't even much want to try to get in there, and if she don't got a story, give her your story so you can protect her. So that way she can know how to move. So when a man do come around and say certain things and move a certain kind of way, she be like, oh, miss, just had a conversation with me, so now I know what to look out for. But if
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody giving me no guidance,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to look out for. So when this man get close to me, I don't know what to do. Now he's taking advantage of me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you as a woman, as a grown woman, you could have poured something into this young lady. And a lot of times we so busy being selfish to the point where we don't take 2 seconds to be like, look girl, you good? You all right? Come on, let's go in the store and get you something like the stove.
Mm-hmm.
You're a real pretty little girl. Like what you got going on?
Mm-hmm.
Take my number. You need anything, just call me. And that she probably ready to go commit suicide. She probably say, I'm gonna go be the biggest hoe out here right now because don't nobody care about me. I can't go home. They picking on me in school, so I'm just out here right about that. I want somebody to give me some attention and maybe something that's a click.
Right.
And be like, you know what? I am too beautiful for this. I am too smart for this. Let me get back in school and block that out. And when I go home, now I know how to move when I go home. Now let me go ahead and really blossom. So now I ain't got to go home. Now I'm an adult. I ain't got to deal with that. Now I know what these young girls need. Now my whole life is dedicated to the girls who just like me. And that's how you do it. That's how you keep going. Because you got to be able to see these kids like they're real human beings. And a lot of times we so busy moving, we don't take time to say, let me holler at you. Like when I see the little youngers out there with the guns and all that, man, let me holler at you. You ain't gonna kill me. I'm not coming to you in no threatening way.
Right.
We ain't finna, this not Wild Wild West. We're not finna. So once we get past that, okay, let's go in the store. You feel what I'm saying? To the point where I'm showing him some compassion. To the point where maybe when you go across town, maybe next week or whatever, a month later, you might see another older man. He be like, oh, you know what, man? I got you, man. Come on in the store. I got you. And he gonna look at you like, because he ain't used to it.
Right.
But then once he understand you ain't trying to be funny or nothing, all right, well, come on, boy, yeah, go get me a boy bill or something like that. Boy, go, yeah. Now we start to see more compassion out here. Because that's really what we lack in the compassion and the understanding. Like, it used to be love. I love you, man. I love you this. I love you. It ain't, it's demon time now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's straight demon time. Because we go to these schools and it's like the way they got the schools set up, they allow the kids to run the schools. Kids got big old headphones on, got hoodies on, walk around school all day. I'm like, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Ooh. No, I can't be out here. No, listen, we gonna play that.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna put you in the locker. Yeah, we're gonna play that.
It's just so many things that, when it comes to the children, I think really children really do want the structure, but because they don't know how to handle it when somebody tries to bring it, then it's all of this acting out and stuff like that. I know the discipline and everything, we always say it starts at home. Do you agree or disagree with the statement when people say you cannot be friends with your kids?
I mean, like I say, when it comes to the kids, you can try to be friends with them. My opinion, you can try, because they are little human beings, which is something that you created. And you can laugh with them, you can joke with them, but it need to be some kind of, it don't need to be right here. It need to be like right here. You don't need to be, oh, girl, this, oh, bruh, this. And like the way these kids talk to some of their parents and some of their parents communicate with them like, bruh, like, who bruh, what the, sis, what the hell, like, but that's why the kids be playing so much, because they thinking that we are friends. So that's why the teachers and the principal be like, it's really your friend I'm about to call instead of your parent. Because they're going to come out and act ignorant like a friend, not like a parent. And these kids know that. These kids got $1,000 phones. We go to the school one day, they got an ice cream truck out there. It's career day. So, we go out there for the career day. And instead of enjoying, we had an ice cream truck. We got an extra 20, 30 minutes out of the ice cream truck. Y'all just chill out. No, y'all want to start getting disrespectful. Why? Like just chill out and enjoy y'all being not in class, but still in school. and you eating ice cream. But y'all are so used to disrespecting y'all parents to the point where it's just like y'all would disrespect everybody. Just like I had two teenagers with me the weekend. I pick him up. He got a cigarette lighter hanging from his pants. Now I pick him up at his grandma's house. So I'm like, a cigarette lighter? What you ain't smoking? You ain't like no candles. What you need a cigarette lighter for? So he had it. We go to the barber shop. I see it. Give me the lighter. Now he got attitude. I'm like, first of all, who was picking y'all up on a Saturday? Y'all got y'all daddies in y'all life now, so it ain't no thing like that. Got your granddad and this and all that, but everybody loves that y'all in this organization. They know what we do. So I'm not finna have y'all around me smoking and one of y'all pass out. Y'all gotta take a drug test and the whole shebang. So I'm like, say what you gotta say and get it out the system. Cause we're gonna pick up some more kids and I don't need this stuff around the other kids. But it's things like that, instead of you saying, you know what, Mr. Seymore, I apologize, man. You right. You right. I don't know why I got this life. You want to have an attitude. I'm like, okay, then, well, you hungry, right? Well, how you gonna eat? So you see, they be so busy trying to have an attitude with the wrong people to the point where the ones that they need to have attitude with, you following them. You want to be a follower.
Yeah.
So that be the whole thing about when you talking about friends with them. A lot of these parents is under the same dumb influence of the social media like these kids. So the parents is being followers too. You know what I'm saying? So stupid is and stupid does. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because it's like, instead of you as a parent, I need some help. Whether it's free or I got to pay. Not saying that you can't handle it. But there's organizations out there, because the YMCA and the Boys Club have been around, not because you couldn't handle them as a parent. We creating this so we can help y'all as parents. Bring them over here where we can teach them skills. Yes, it's a fee come with it, but this is going to be here tomorrow. This is going to be here 5 years from now. This is going to be 10 years from now. Your child can actually grow in this organization. And that don't mean you can't take care of your kids. That means we creating this for help. But a lot of parents, men and women, are scared to, hey, I need some help, man. What the organization is? How much I got to pay?
Right. And it's kind of crazy because we always teach the children that it's okay to ask for help, but for whatever reason, the adult feels like that they don't have to ask for the help. So when talking about, I want to go back to the girls just for a second. Have you encountered any situations where the girls are feeling inadequate because of colorism? Because that's been a thing lately. And I know my daughter went through it because she came to me and was like, oh, she didn't feel like she looked good enough because her skin wasn't light. Or as she said, I'm not light skinned like you. And, so do you see any of that in your organization?
Not so much of that, but just the sexuality part, as far as the confusion. I don't know if I want to be with the girls. I don't know if I want to be with the boys. It's more of that going on, because it's almost like being with the girls is the new fad. But the boys like me. Boys saying I'm cute. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to both. It might be a little nasty, but I don't know if I want to. So more of that than anything. You feel what I'm saying? Because that right there is a major part of why they're committing suicide at a high rate, because that part they're confused about it. Because I do something with a boy, he might record it, talk about me in school. And I do something with a girl, that might be too nasty, don't like it, and then I can't get it. So it's so much. That's why we try to tell them, y'all have to communicate. Y'all have to say what's going on. Like, I got one kid, he was talking about social anxiety and depression and this and all that there, and I'm like, we get it, but y'all got to be able to communicate that to us in a way where we can understand, because this is not lingo that we grew up with. We didn't grow up with this lingo. So come to us what we can understand in our terms, because we the adults, and we didn't grow up with depression and anxiety. And like I told them, when we heard depression, we seen a white woman on TV how she gonna kill the kids. I was depressed, so that was just
right.
That's what it was. Like that's really what it was. Like depression, white woman kill the kids. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
So anxiety, we definitely won't talk about that at all. Like we didn't even know what that was. Like to right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's the whole thing. Now when it comes to our girls, we want them to basically be able to express themselves in a certain kind of way. That's why we encourage them to get around real positive men that's gonna protect them, that's not gonna play with them. So that way, when she going through something, far as just anything in life, she got this man that's gonna be real and honest with her. That's not gonna try to play with her and try to do anything crazy to her. Because a lot of times, our young ladies get turned off because they don't heard about a story about a man who did something. It ain't affect them personally, but it's just like, how can a man do this to a little girl, whatever like that? So I don't even want to have nothing to do with no man.
Right.
That's why we encourage them to like, look, y'all have to recognize the difference between the outside of a man and the inside of a man, because it's two different things. Because he can look like it because he got the shell, but how is he treating you? What's coming out of that though?
Right.
So with our young ladies, we're there to help give them the verbiage. The women is going to put the etiquette in them. We're going to come and help give them the verbiage. So when these hard-headed little boys try to step to them and be like, "Hey, little mama, let me out," they already know how to let him understand in the elegant way. Like, look, we're not even playing like that at all. Now, if you don't know how to approach me, let me get you on the phone with these men that can show you how to approach me. Now, you as a young man, if you like the way she's looking, the way she's talking, you got a decision to make. I can leave her alone because she ain't going for it. I can get on the phone with these men and see what these men talking about. Now, if I go see what these men talking about, I kind of like it. Okay, then they grooming me.
Yeah.
They grooming me, and they got resources. So now, if I want a job or something, guess what? Now I got me a job, and it all started because I didn't want to be hard-headed.
Right.
I like this young lady. Now I look up 10, 15 years from now, y'all got married with a family.
And we always wanted to be that outcome. I really appreciate this conversation. Even appreciate you challenging me just for a second. So
But we got to challenge each other though, because it's just conversation though, because we don't want the cycle to keep going. We don't want to be the grandparents and we have to look at the kids and just like, I don't know why your mom and daddy is, but grandma got you, because that means we ain't do our part.
Right.
We ain't do our part. So we have to take the feelings out of some conversations and just have the conversations. That's why it's like men talking to the women, it's gonna get hard. It's gonna be like that because they don't want this to happen already anyway. Right. They don't want the black man and black woman to even communicate. So when we do, it just got to be honest and transparent, because men, we don't always do everything right. Of course, we got to get hit in the face too. You feel what I'm saying? And we got to eat that. That's why we don't attract men that don't take care of their kids. So we don't even know them. You feel what I'm saying? But it's so many women that be around women that do the baby daddy any kind of way. And it's almost like you got the right to say something. You got the right to challenge yourself. You got the right to say, girl, why you want to let them go get these kids? But we stay out of it because you don't want to conflict with her. Right. Men, we don't even attract that kind of energy. So we don't even have that to worry about. That don't even be on our plate. You feel what I'm saying? We just need the help from the women that's standing next to it to say, you tripping. Well, tell them come get mine. I mean, because
right.
We need to be, that's the conversation that need to be had. That's the real transparent conversation. It's just like, sis, you really tripping. It's just like, I know this dude. You ain't never tell me the kid's been in danger, he on drugs, or you ain't never tell me that.
Right.
If he was so bad, you would have been told me he on cocaine now, he riding with kids in the car. You would have told. You ain't never tell me nothing bad about this dude. You just said your feelings are hurt. You said your feelings are hurt. That's it. And then somebody like you, baby daddy won't even pick up the phone. Don't left the country. Whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just like you. I wish somebody would call and try to come get mine. This man is calling, and you got 4 kids. Y'all only got 2 together. He trying to pick up all 4 of the kids.
Yeah.
So we got to be able to just have that conversation like that. We got to be able to just be transparent like that.
Right. So if someone wanted to follow your organization or know what you're doing or wanted to even give a donation, how would they be able to do that?
thefatherandme.com. We got the website up and running, thefatherandme.com. Or you can email us, thefatherandme615@gmail. Y'all can always hit that cash out button at thefatherandme615. You can always, everything always the Father and me.
Okay. And thank you again so much for having this conversation. And again, I just wanted to say that this was a really good conversation. And I think that some of it, well, not some of it, but all of it needs to be heard. And I really hope that someone picks something up from this. So thank you again, and good luck and congratulations on all that you got going on. And I'm Ty Nichelle, and I will see y'all next week on another episode of What a Man. Good night. Hey, y'all. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. If you wanted to know more about The Father and Me, Inc., send a donation, or become a sponsor, go to www.thefatherandme.com. See you next week. Bye.